Welcome to this part two of the social media marketing course with Express Tech Academy. My name is Dennis, and today we are going to continue from our social media marketing advertisement, how to run advertisement on all the platforms, including Facebook, Instagram. But we are going to be using Facebook as a case study for this particular course. If you know how to market on Facebook, running ads on the Facebook, you should be able to know how to do it on Instagram and other platforms because I'm going to be giving you a light to all of that. So now let's jump right here. I'm going to give you a brief overview and then I'm going to give you practically how to set up an ad and then we are going to do that. But first of all, you need to understand that when you want to run advertisement, you need to know the objectives. Why are you running the ads? Do you want to run the ads for leads? Do you want to run the ads to get people's number, people's email? That's what I mean by leads. Do you want to run the ads to get sales, people to click your link, people to download something, people to visit the website and all of that? Number one, you must know the objectives. And of course, you must know the format that you want to use, whether you want to use pictures, you want to use videos, you want to use audio, you want to use infographics, you want to use your own personal image. You must know this. And of course, you must know your budget. Of course, budgeting is very important because if you don't know how much you are budgeting, you might just be giving money to Facebook just like that. All right, so you must know how much you want to be spending every day, and then you know how much you spend in 7 days or 10 days, depending on how you want your ads to run. Now, let me mention this, that it's very important in running advertisement that the more money you put, the more money your ads will show to larger number of people. So the more money, the more sales. That's what it means. And then you need to also understand that if for you to run advertisement on Facebook, you don't just run it for a day. You run it for 7 days at least, because why a 7 days is put as minimum is because repetition is key to retention. If your ad is being shown to somebody today, he did not take an action, that same ad may be shown to the person the second day, he may not take an action. The third day, the fourth day, there's a probability that he may take the action. This is human psychology, and it's very important for you to understand that human mind is just programmed in a way that they don't take actions, they accept, they hear testimony, or they see it more often. So your ads must run for at least 5 days, 7 days consistent. So if you are spending 3,000 a day, you multiply 3,000 times 5 days, 3,000 times 7 days, and your ad is going to convert the way I'm going to show you right here. So budgeting is very, very important. Of course, you must also choose the particular platform that you want to run those advertisements, whether you want to run it on Instagram or Facebook and all of that. But if you want to do this, you must have to understand who the kind of people you need, your target audience. I mentioned this from the beginning, right? So but most importantly, in this current dispensation, Facebook ads seem to convert the most, right? And from my experience, Facebook ads converts the most. Instagram converts as well, right? LinkedIn ads convert, TikTok ads convert, but there are a lot of advertisers who are doing it on Facebook. So that's why we'll be using Facebook today. There's no problem if you use other platform, but this one is the best for me. All right, so now let's go, and then you, of course, I know that there's what we call target and retargeting. Like I said, see, there's what we call targeting. Like if your brand is particularly in Abuja, and then maybe you want to host a class, for example, that I usually host classes, and I want specific people within specific area, because if you put your target audience in a larger area, they may not be able to pay in. It's not something they pay online, they must attend. Then you need to target a specific people within that area. For example, you're in Abuja. Abuja is inside Nigeria, and inside Abuja you still want to target it to places like, let's say, Gwarimpa, or let's say Kuje. You can still do those targeting. So that's what we call targeting. You target a specific people, and then you can also target a specific location. You can also target a specific people, something like a specific people, like, let's say, people who do banking, for example, people who do farming, people who do painting, people who do real estate. You can also target the young people, students. You can also target these people, and these are exactly what I'll be showing you practically how to do it. All right, and there's what we call retargeting. Retargeting is if you already customize all these target audience. All right, when you are coming to run an advertisement again, you don't need to set it up. You can just pick the the custom setting that you have set before, and then you run advertising. That's what we call the custom retargeting. You are retargeting the same people you targeted beforehand. All right, so that's that for that. So I'm just giving you an overview of this so that you, when we go into the real practicals, you'll be able to know what I'm talking about. So basics of the basics of management of ads. Of course, you need to understand the reason, like in the objective I talked about. You need to understand the awareness, whether you want to do brand awareness, people to like and follow you and all of that. I run an advertisement for a church I work for in 2023, and then the church normally they were not selling any product. We only wanted followers. We wanted people who will follow in the church page. That's what we call engagement. All right, people who will like, comment, follow you. That's what we call engagement. It's one of the popular advertisements to run. I'm going to show you that. You want people to know about your brand awareness. You want to run traffic to a website or a WhatsApp or to anywhere. Lead generation, that you want to collect email or you want to collect their phone numbers. Of course, conversion is if you make actually make the sale. And then what are the key components to understand is the creativity of you using the images or the videos, the copywriting, that is the write-up that you are going to be using, because in your advertisement you are using basically two things. You are using either the image or video or and the write-up. So this is very important. So these are the key. Of course, call to action must be included in the copywriting script you're writing to sell your product. And of course, the target audience, like I just mentioned, sometimes you can do A and B testing. I don't teach A and B testing in social media marketing. I don't teach the A and B testing in social media management, but you can find the course on the YouTube channel here. Of course, after you are done with that, you can now do your engagement. You can now analyze to see whatever you have been doing, and then you come up with a tangible result. But for this, we are going to do practicals for this. But first of all, let's do practicals for the advertisement. All right, so we are going to come to Facebook or facebook.com, or you open your normal Facebook, not Facebook Lite, please. Then you now come to a Meta Business Suite, or in your own, you can see where we have ads. All right, okay, we see where we have ads. Anyway, okay, let me close it and show you. Instead of coming to Meta Business Suite, let me click the ads manager directly, and it's going to take me directly to the ads manager. Now when it takes me directly to the ads manager operates from the Meta Business Suite. It does not operate on its own. But when you are running the advertisement from your phone, you can actually do it directly from the normal Facebook app. All right, not the Facebook Lite, normal Facebook app. You can actually run your ads from there. All right, so you can see that my account is here. I think I have a ban. I did not receive this email, but I think they sent me this email. I have not checked it because my card have expired. Now your own may be showing, maybe I have a lot of ads here that I've been using to teach, and some of them that have been actually running advertisement to pay. You can see that some of them have this one. I stop it under a day because I already got what I want. This I also stop it under a day. So your own may be showing blank because you have not run any advertisement. Me, I've been trying to teach people with it, and I've been trying to run my own advertisement. That's why you're seeing them here. All right, so if you come here, the next thing to do for you is click on create. And then when you click on create, they're going to ask you, what is your objective? Do you want brand awareness? Do you want traffic? Like I just explained, traffic is if you want to run to your website. If you want to brand awareness, you want people to know about your brand. Leads, if you want to collect email, you want to all these things, you can run advertisement for this. But for this course, we are going to be talking about the engagement. But you can troubleshoot all of these things, they work. If you have any challenge with them, tell me in the comment section. I'll be able to help you. Now we come to engagement, and then we click on continue. So they are going to ask which of the template do you want to work. Do you want to start building our own brand from the beginning, or want to use the template that Facebook gives to us? I always recommend choose the first one that Facebook gives to us. And then it's going to bring us to this interface where we are going to have three forms that we are going to start filling. Now here is the title of our business. So I'm going to put it testing. So if you are running advertisement for testing ad, if you're running advertisement for anything, you can just name it like that. All right, so don't categorize your ads, leave it. And then we come here, let's go. How much budget do you want to use? The least budget you can use here is $1. That's naira to dollar. So if naira is 1,700 naira, that's the least you can use. So let's say we want to spend 2,000 naira a day. Okay, so like I said again, your ads must last for 7 days. So we have to now schedule it. So we have to come here. You want it to begin immediately, and then the end date will be in 7 days. So we'll now choose a 7 days. So let's choose Saturday. Saturday will be 7 days, and then we now choose the time. So let's choose we want it at 8 p.m. to start, 8 a.m. to start, and then of course here we are. All right, now this is it. We are done with the budgeting. That's very important. My major concern for you is where to target the audience, right? The targeted audience. So we come here, we have targeted audience, we click on it, and then if you have any targeted audience save here, you can retarget them and click here, but we don't have for now. So let's scroll up and scroll up. All right, so now this here we have, do you want to, do you want a single image? And now there's a difference between using a single graphic or a single image with what we call carousels. Carousels is like if you want to use multiple images, like 2 3 4 5 images, it's called carousel. Now if you want to run advertisement to use only one video, it's called just a video. Just an image, just an image. But if you want to use multiple of each of them, it's called carousel. But for now we want to use only carousels, so we want to use only one single image, and then let's proceed. So we just click, go down, and then you see that there are a lot of things. I don't want this video to be very long because the first one was very long, and so I don't want this one to be very long as well. But there are a lot of things to always do here. You can import your image, you can do whatever you feel like, and then you can keep your target. I think I'm not seeing the target audience here. So audiences, switch to original audience options. I think let me switch to original audience option and see if, okay, now we have it here. This is where the target audience is. Now if you want the people from 18 to 65, you can also edit it here and then put, let's say my brand used to be from 18 to 45. That's how I used to, for if I want to advertise for a class, I usually put 45. So I'll put 45 here, and then of course here this is detailed targeting. So click on detailed targeting, and then of course we want people who are students. All right, so we want people who are students, and then that is what my brand stands for. We want people who are entrepreneurs. Of course, this is what we call this is what we call detailed targeting. We want people who are young, and then those are the people who are going to, okay, you're going to work with your, going to interact with your ads. So if you have one people who will buy your product, you have to know all of them. What are the gender, is including men and female, not only male. So I think that's okay for that, so we choose only male, and then that's all. Now you can see that we have here, so the only thing you need to do is for you to now click on loading your images and all of that, and then you can see that you can now start running your ads. When you start running your ads, the ads is going to take at least 24 hours for Facebook to approve it. The reason why Facebook must approve it is because they do not want you to put any images like porn images, anything that the images that does not look good. Facebook is against you advertising for any financial services like crypto and all of that, but there's a way you can do it. But not that they don't allow you to advertise. You advertise, but they charge you very high. But there are some sensitive things that you don't need, so you need to read the advertisement policies and all of that for you to know. There are a lot of things to still do here, but I don't want to go more further because I already have a video on this channel where I teach how to run advertisement step by step, and I follow all the steps in the 3 phases. So you can just go there and look at it. All right, now you can just go there and look at it and to help you. This one was just a preliminary. Now let's go back to our Facebook, and then under analytics I will now teach you what analytics, because on this slide we're talking about analytics, right? Analytics and reporting. So let's now come back to analytics, and then I will show you. Now you need to understand how your social media is growing. Is it growing properly? Is it nice? How do I improve? So you need to check the analytics to do that, and you can use external tools, that's third-party tools, to always check this, like Google Analytics, like Ahrefs, SEMrush, and all of that, Trello, and all of, you can use them to check all that. But I always advise that you use the inbuilt features of all these platforms. Facebook has what we call Facebook Insights or professional dashboard. Instagram has professional dashboard. Twitter has it. TikTok has it. LinkedIn has it. All of them have all these platforms where you see how your content is being interacted with and how to improve it. All right, so for Google Analytics we now come to professional dashboard here, and then it's going to show us here. Now this is going to show us everything about our page, how our page has been growing and all of that. Now learn how your page is performing. For the past 28 days, we have had a 1,111 interactions, which is very poor. This page, nothing actually is going on this page, all right? Nothing actually is going on. And then we have net followers. I think we have lost 8 people instead of gaining. So you can see that this result is not good at all. And then this post was posted. I think I have somebody who is managing this page for us, but it's not active like that. So this post here is one of the recent posts, but has 0 views, 0 interactions, 0 net followers. But then we have 138 engagement, 1 recent comment, 1 recent tags. I don't want to use my major account, right? But I'm using this for lecture purposes, right? So that is it for this. So under this insight, we have to click on see all, and then under the see all, you see that with 20 minutes video, 20 we have 65 people watch our 3 seconds views, and then 20 people 1 minute views, and all of that. Then by content, text is having 31%, photo 31, other 12, and then this is how people are right. So you have to know that here people are interacting more with the text than the video. People are interacting more with the text and photo than the video. So this is how we model the way you create more content, because the way your audience behave is the way you will actually do. And now for by followers versus no followers, we have known followers who are following us by 70%. 70% of people who are engaging, who are enjoying our content are not even our followers. Only 30% of them are. So you can see how it is. So you have to ask yourself why. That's why you need to do analysis. You do analysis to know what is working and what is not working, so that you'll be able to correct it. All right. So now you can see that this our post here is the top post, top content. It has 160 views, this one have 92 views. All these things are this one is a video, this one is a test, this one is 47 views, 30 views, this one is 26 views. Now the question here is, why is some of them having high views, why some of them are having low views? So you have to understand how your audience behave. So if your audience are liking this kind of content, if you create more of this content, you are going to get more views, more reactions, more marketing, more followers, more sales. All right. So you have to understand. That's why you need to understand this analytics. And of course, there's a place also to check where you even see the kind of people, the audience. Like, okay, let me click on audience, and you see that this is the audience. 531 total followers is what we have, and then 3 unfollow us. We have 8 new followers, and then most active time, you can see that on Sunday all the active times are the same. I think this is not correct. And then we have the gender. More women are about 38.8%. Oh, sorry, the age of people within 25 to 34 are at 38.8%, 35 to 44 at this. You now see the reason why my advertisement was targeting only the younger people from 18 to 44, because from that particular 45 down, we have a lesser people that are interacting with us. So the cities are Lagos. Of course, I said it from the beginning, more people from Lagos are interacting with my page while I'm in Abuja. Why? Alright, so you have to understand why all these things are happening. And then people from Accra, Ghana, Calabar, Ibadan, Port Harcourt, etc. Countries, Nigeria 76.9%, Ghana 35.5%. So you have to see all of these statistics and then know how it works. So our content grow on 23, 28, 20, June 2, and our content grow, and on June 12 it's about coming down. You have to ask yourself, why was all this thing happening? Why did it grow at this particular range, and why did it also grow there? So this is how to check all these analytics to see what is working and what is not working. And then if this page was monetized, you can click on earnings, and then you can see that we have 0.00 earnings, because with this page is not monetized. The interactions, you can see all of them here, which looks very good. So that is how to do analytics. That's how to do analytics. I don't know why TikTok is behaving like that. That's how to do analytics, and then we have to come back and continue. So when you do analytics like that, you report and create report, interpret your data like I just interpreted the data, and then we are going to go to community management and customer engagement. Now, community management and customer engagement is very important, because as a social media marketer, you are just the same way like a social media manager, right? But the only thing about you is that you are doing more of marketing, but then you need to understand how to interact with people who are commenting on your content, who are asking you questions in your DM. So you must have to put this first. Customer is always right. I always emphasize this in all my classes, because customers are always right is a notion that is right. Customers are always right, and I put it to you that they are always right. So if you're a harsh person, don't be harsh to them. Always talk to them in a way that, because if you don't talk to them in a good way, and they, especially if they buy a product from you and that product got spoiled in their hand or kind of something, they can come to your DM in your where you're doing your marketing, and they will spoil everything for you. They will just mention one statement like that, that every other person coming to your DM will run away. So you have to interact with them in a very good way. And then, also this, you have to understand that you must be active online 24/7. Your data must be on because you don't keep a customer waiting. I always say this: if somebody commented on your post, don't keep the person waiting for days before you answer the person. Highest, it should be some hours. All right, you just respond to the person. So always know how to manage feedbacks. Always know how to be polite. I always say that is very, very important. So customer service is managed. When you are managing crisis like this, you have to respond to inquiries and complaints, maintain brand voice and professionalism. Of course, handle negative feedback. There will be negative feedback as a marketer, right? Especially if you are running an advertisement and somebody buy your product and did not like it, you will come back to that post and post not and comment nonsense. So one thing I used to advertise, I used to advise is, you see, the comment section of every post is very important, because when people see your post, the next thing they do is they go to the comment section, and if they find anything negative on the comment section, they are not going to buy from you. All right, so if somebody bring a negative feedback on your comment section or on your DM, or it's particularly on your comment section where everybody will be saying, you have to note this: that number one, you must respond to the person in the most professional and reasonable way. Don't shout at the person, don't respond rude, always respond in the appropriate way. Explain the reason why so and so thing happens. All right, and now there are some cases where human beings are very rough, right? Some people, sometimes it may not be your fault, and you have tried all, by all means, the person is just blunt on spoiling your image. Delete the person's comments. That's just all. Don't have to just delete the person's comments, so that the comment will not be there to wave away other people who are potential clients will be buying from you. So always develop a content, a crisis management plan that will do all of that. So that we have what we call e-commerce, social e-commerce. Just the way we have one, what we call something like Shopify, Temu, Gigi, Amazon, etc., where you can go there and buy any product that you want. All these platforms also have, some of these platforms also have what we call marketplaces, social media e-commerce. All right, so you could go to Facebook, we have what we call marketplace. That's where you can market your product. There are two things in my house here that I bought from marketplace. I always say it, that I buy two of my things here from marketplace. All right, my ring light was bought from marketplace, and one other thing like that. So there are a lot of people who are going to marketplace to sell their product. So as a social media marketer, you must you must know how to market on social media marketplace, because people go there just the way they go to social. There are a lot of people there are millions of people who are on social media so you just have to know how to project your market there, and then you have to make your sales. So that will help you to make your sales. So you can sell through Instagram has shops, Facebook has shops like marketplace, TikTok also has. So you can create shoppable content. So when you want to go there, you can create content that will be able to learn. Of course, LinkedIn also have that kind of thing as well. Then you can link your product directly in posts and stories. All right, so you can link your post directly on your stories. When you post something on your stories, on your reels, you can also post it there. Now let's go into influencer and partnership marketing. You see, in marketing, all right, in marketing is very difficult, right? Marketing is kind of difficult, but then if you want to grow organically, like if you want to keep posting and keep growing, it takes time, right? But then one thing I always advise is influencer collaboration. All right, there are people who are already doing what they are doing that are doing well. All right, so if you get any of them to help you market your product, you are going to sell very well. Like for example, if I always like Sabinus, right? Like for example, if you give your page to Sabinus to advertise for you, of course, Sabinus has about 6 million followers on Facebook recently, and then somebody like Brian Dennis, that particular new guy that is currently trending as an influencer. If you advertise for you, he has over 350k followers or so. If they advertise your brand for you, you are going to get a lot of followers. All right, so that is it. You collaborate with them, but the only challenge usually we have is that they charge very high. Sabinus, as of the last time I know, charges about 2 million naira to advertise your product for you, which is a very big costly, right? But people like Brian, Yuli Doche, and and all of other people, they charge 50, 100, sometimes even lower than that. We also have other people who are charging lower than that. So influencer collaboration helps you to grow a lot in your business. So that's why I always say this, that business needs money. All right, business needs money. If they advertise your business, it means that if they post something, post your business on their platform, for example, Sabinus does that, it means that your business is being shown to 6 million people. That's what it means. So you know the probability of that. So you're going to get a lot of followers within a short period of time. So that's it. All right. So, but then when you are doing this partnership, I advise one thing, that you must follow this process. Do not give your content or your brand to just anybody to advertise for you. It is best to give to somebody who is doing exactly what you are doing. For example, you are into real estate and you know content influencers who are into real estate. They can actually help you to advertise your product for you. All right. Then maybe, for example, you know people, let's say you are into perfume. You know people who have built a presence on perfume, who are influencers on perfume. You know people who are doing all these stuff, right? But normally the general of them all is comedy. Comedy does not have a niche. All right. So no matter the product you are doing, you can give it to a comedy, you can give it to someone who does comedy to do for you, who does skit content creation to do for you. Because people who follow comedians, they are not, they are people from diverse niches. All right, so I follow comedians like I mentioned Sabinus, because I want to feel happy, laughing. Right? Other people also enjoy following them. But so if you give your presence to people who are doing all these things, they are going to get a lot of results, right? But then if you want to be specific, like for example, you're under real estate and want to advertise for real estate, if you give it to someone who is under real estate, you're going to have maximum conversion. So if you give it to someone who is into comedy, it's only a certain number of people who are into what you are doing that will always follow you. So you need to be strategic with it. And of course, you need to negotiate with it. It's not that when somebody says 2 million naira, you not say, it's 2 million. No. Some of them may have their starter template. Some of them may have their, they say, this is what I will collect. No. But sometimes you try to negotiate. So these things are very important, because it is very, very important. And then of course, at the end of the day, when you do that, you should also be able to track their result. When they charge you 2 million naira, you shouldn't just be excited to give them 2 million naira. Always tell them your goals. Tell them this is what I want you to achieve. Now you enter into agreements, and then sometimes some of them have their lawyers, and then you can also bring your own lawyers, because some of them no send your papa. Oh. So if you ask for your money and they make one post for you, whether you make sense or you don't make sense does not concern them. Your 2 million naira is gone. So, but we don't want that. So you always negotiate. They bring in their legal representative. You bring your own legal representative. Sometimes like that. That if the money is big, all right. But if the money is within 50, 100, 200, you don't even need all of that, because what is that money for? All right. So that is that. Now you also do have to do. You have to set up an affiliate programs, like affiliate marketing strategies, still under influencer marketing. All right. Then you can track and reward their programs and all of that. Then of course, disclosure requirement, legal and ethical consideration. I've talked about this, where you bring your own legal representative, so that if they do any mistake and they are not responding, or they take you to court or anywhere, you can also have a paper to present. Of course, I've talked about this, finding your influencer in your niche, campaign collaboration and tracking, micro versus macro. Okay, let me talk about this macro and micro. Under this aspect is just simple. Like I said, some people, there are some influencers that have a larger followers, like 6 million, 1 million, and 500. So, but the more the number of followers they have, the more they will charge you, right? So you have to go for the ones that your money can afford. So if you know that you cannot pay 2 million naira for Sabinus, go for Brian Dennis that can charge you 50,000 naira or 100. You know, so you just have to be considerate with all this. So micro is just like people who have lower followers, like 100 followers, 100,000 followers, 200,000. Then macro is people who have like millions. All right, so you just have to also select that. So you can use a link magnet, like a free download. Now, when you are collecting people's email, or you are doing marketing, I always advise this: always give something for free. See, this is a strategy that will work for you. It's a strategy that will work for everybody. All right. So always give something for free. especially if you want to collect people's email and email. So if you just put an ebook and say, download this my new book for free, and then when somebody click it, he's putting his email, he's putting his phone number, you get them, but they are going to get the book. But if you just want to collect people's email just by putting random graphics there, nobody will answer you, right? You can just put a course completely for free. Maybe you are selling something, you can give one of it for free, and then you have to get all that. See, this is what marketing is all about. It's not about you selling all the time. You always give out first. All right, so you can always give something in order to give. You can also do something like webinars where you teach them what it is about. Normally I was supposed to do a webinar for this course before I now drive traffic to here, but we are giving this completely for free. So you can give discount and say, if you click this link, if you are the first time people to click this link, we are going to give you a 10% discount and all of that, and it's going to actually work for you. So that is that. Of course, lead generation form is the form that you will give to them. So if you need their date of birth, you can also put it there. On that Facebook advertisement I teach you, that you go, you find a link of that video. In this particular video, you can also see all of those things. All right, how to create a form that you can add. Maybe you need their email, you need their address, anything you need, you can also create it there. And then you can also connect your advertisement to an email platform, where if you have an email platform like all these email providers, right, like MailChimp and all of that, or ConvertKit. You can connect it to your Facebook, or connect it to any of the platform you're using, so that when somebody click on that particular link and you're getting the person email, the email is going directly to your MailChimp, or it's going directly to your ConvertKit, or any of the email provider you are using. If his phone number is going to somewhere, maybe on your WhatsApp or anywhere, for you to get those things. So you can also connect all of those things. And of course, social media SEO, social media marketing SEO is very important, right? Social media marketing SEO is very important because you see, search SEO means search engine optimization. That's, you are writing content for visibility. You are not writing content for yourself, you are writing content for people. So if you want to write content, you have to put it in mind that you are writing content that people will come and see, people will come and look at, people will come and read, people will come and take a look at. All right, so you have to include some SEO. I teach SEO complete course on content writing, and I have that course here in this channel completely for free for you. All right, but then let's talk about this thing. Hashtags is one of the key SEO in social media marketing. Hashtags is one of the key SEO in social media marketing. When you write your write up, at the end of the write up, you can put hashtags. Put some of the keywords that are related to your niche. For example, I was writing for a paint production company. At the end of the day, I can write hash painting, hash paint, hash painting tips, hash homes, hash real estate, hash on all those words that are related to paint. All right, if I was writing for a phone company, I can write hash phones, hash iPhone, hash techno, hash, all those things, so that when people come on Facebook to search for a particular thing, for example, your article, if they search, let's say they come and say real estate, for example, your article, because you put hash real estate, your article is going to come up, or your write-up is going to come up, your blog post is going to come up. So that's why hashtag is very important. But don't use them over, so that to not make your work look somehow, but use them sparingly and use them professionally. All right, and then one of the key things as well is you can create content around things that are trending. All right, if something is currently trending and you could write something about it, you put those keywords there. Let's say, for example, recently Obi Kobana birthday was trending, that's 50 for 50, and you put some of those keywords there. All right, things that are currently trending. If somebody come on Facebook and is trying to look at content under 50 for 50, your content is going to come up because you put that hashtag there, and then your content is going to be discoverable on the search engine. And then one of the also the best aspect is that you can put ads, you can tag people. All right, you can tag people, like you can do at followers that tag the whole of your people. You can tag at followers, at viral reels, viral videos, viral posts, viral this. All right, but like I said, don't use them over. All right, so we have some people who try to use, they have 10 comments, and all the 10 comments, one of it is at followers, the other one at viral views. All those things, they don't make your post looks very well. So you can always use it in one comment, or put all of them in one comment, or even put it at the end of each of the posts, not even on comment section. All right, so that's how to do that for SEO, for social media marketing. And then here we have tools, computer analysis tools. I think I've talked about this from the beginning, where you can use social blade, meta library. We are not going to talk about this again. And now this is how you have budget for campaigns. We have talked about this as well. And then finally, this is a wrap up for this class. Now, let me explain something to you. Social media marketing is not as simple as you think. It requires consistency. It requires action. It requires you to always be there. All right, so it's not something you just rush to do. All right, it's something that you must set up with it. So this course, as we have been taking from beginning to the course, I know that in part one I do more of the talking, but here I do more of the practicals. Now there are some things that may not be have been given here, but if you have any problem with any of them, send me a DM on my number I showed you from the beginning, and you can as well tell me in the comment section. I'll be able to settle it for you. If you need a certificate, please kindly reach out to me on my number, and I will always give you that certificate completely for free. If you need any guidance or mentorship, we will give you everything that you need. For, like I mentioned, some ads like a CapCut Pro, we have CapCut Pro for our students, and we give it complete. We bought it and we're giving them completely for free. So if you take this course and you think you like this content, please kindly help me like and follow, like, subscribe to this channel, like this video, share it to some of your friends if you find value in it, and then we'll keep providing some of these videos for you subsequently. I will see you in the next course.